Two-Sentence Horror Stories is a spin on the classic psychological horror anthology series, updated with the people, the issues, and the fears that reflect contemporary society today. I've been a fan of horror since I was a little child. It's the genre where I think you can and are allowed to take as many risks and have a cathartic experience while you're exploring these primal fears that I don't think any other genre allows us to do with such freedom.
Horror works best as a really visceral 1-2 punch. Recently, with sort of the drop away of this format, there hasn't really been a place for really great short horror stories. And so now with Two-Sentence Horror Stories, we're shedding new light and giving these stories a home again.
It's taking a pretty familiar horror trope with the first sentence and then finding a way to subvert it with the second sentence.
The interesting thing about Two-Sentence Horror Stories is they use these really simple ideas to send our characters off into a strange world of madness and anxiety and modern tensions.
I think the anthology format really allows you to explore a range of different issues and provoke a conversation. It gives you some original material, and then it's on you and your imagination to run with it. That I think is one of the best gifts of the anthology format. I really love this collaboration that I had with each of the directors, where I came in as the showrunner and said, this is the universe, these are the rules of the universe. Each episode does stand alone as its own world, and that's where your voice comes in.
I directed an episode called Snap, and it's about this celebrity tabloid blogger who's kind of racked with guilt over the recent suicide of someone that he had profiled in his column and made fun of a lot.
Suicide, the word you're looking for is suicide. It's not called a thing.
This story actually gave us a chance to see the actual effects of what those actions have on the people that do that.
What exactly are you?
I'm human, mixed with human.
Second Skin is about Luna. She decides to go to this elite beauty spa for a day of rest and relaxation. But when she gets to the beauty spa, she finds out that the owners of the spa have sinister purposes in mind.
Notice the gorgeous caramel skin tone.
I think a really important piece in telling stories centered around race, it's just building a sense of empathy. You know, it really can be any of us in this situation.
Do you need help?
Guilt Trip really does play with those assumptions to help subvert the horror trope in like the Hitchhiker story.
I loved watching them work, all very talented, super smart, with their own distinctive voices.
Cut, that's a cut.
I'm over the moon.
Spitting.
Vera's an incredible collaborator. Just early on, I knew that I was at least working with someone who shared a lot of the same sensibilities.
One of the most driven creators I've ever worked with.
It's really fun working with Vera. I knew it would always have the eye on the prize as far as what the final thing should be.
I was a lonely kid growing up trans in the middle of nowhere.
Nala is an activist who really sees her point in life as trying to make the world better. Being a trans woman, she's not confined to traditional or enforced ideas of what boundaries are and who gets to define who we are. Ma is a very, very personal story to me about a Chinese mother-daughter and an immigrant mother with an American-born daughter.
Don't say that, don't you dare!
And also a queer love story embedded within that context. So it's very, very personal, though not autobiographical. It was my priority and my mission to be able to put together an incredible show, visually, cinematically, story-wise, while lifting up and centralizing the perspectives of people who don't often get centralized in the stories that we see on screen. That is a wrap on Two-Sentence Horror Stories.